When I was trying to narrow down what look I was going to do for this holiday makeup tutorial, I had a really hard time deciding because it can depend on so many different things. The event you're going to, the look you're after, what you're wearing, so many different things can determine the type of look that you'll want to do for a holiday party. So I decided I'm going to make this a little mini series and do multiple looks across the next few days. Be sure to be subscribed and hit that bell button so that you don't miss any of them. I'm not sure how many videos are going to end up in this series because the possibilities are endless. But today we're going to start with this beautiful, sparkly, neutral eye, pop a color lip. So let's get right into how to achieve this stunning look that will have you turning heads. And I am going to start off with a little secret on how to make sure your foundation stays on all night and looks fabulous. So I'm going to start off with a hack. And as I prep my lips with my Ilia lip scrub, I'm going to let you know a little secret on how to make your foundation look amazing and last all night. You've already moisturized and you've let it sink into your skin. So now we're going to take a loose powder, or you can take a pressed powder, is fine, and a big fluffy brush and just lightly dust it all over your face, even on your eyelids, because that'll help with our eyeshadow as well. Okay, now that you've done that, you're going to take a setting spray, any setting spray, it doesn't matter. I'm using the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray. Not a lot. Let that dry completely. Next, you're going to take your primer. I'm using the Hourglass Vanish Airbrush Primer and just a couple of pumps of that, and then you're going to prime your face. I don't know where I heard this little hack. It was a long, long time ago, and I wrote it down, and I thought, let me try it. I mean, you hear these hacks all the time, right? And usually they don't work. To be honest, or for me, they don't work. But this one, I cannot hold it in. I must share it. We're going for a night out, right? So we want a little bit of glow from within. So I'm going to take my Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless filter, and I'm going to use shade 4, and I'm just going to apply a little bit high points of my face, just where I want a little bit of glow to shine through. I'm just going to use my fingers to work that in. And we will let that sit for a bit while we move on to the eyes. As per usual, starting off with color correcting with my Charlotte Tilbury color corrector in 2 medium, and I just use my pinky for this. I'm looking very wrinkly today. Now I'm going to prime the eyes using my Natasha Denona High Glam Concealer. I think I'm N7, but I will add it to the description below. And I'm just going to add some to the lids so we can prep for our eyeshadow, which I'm so excited about. I'm going to take a damp beauty blender and just press that in. Make sure it's nice and smooth, a nice thin layer. When I do it this way, it kind of picks up any excess product as well, so it really works well with prepping the eyelids for your shadow. Next, we're going to take a little bit of powder and powder those lids. Just a light dusting. I'm gonna grab my Pat McGrath quad in Venusian Sunrise. It looks like this. It's so pretty. I'm taking my Refer 15 and it's a nice fluffy blending brush, but it's not too fluffy, so we can be a little bit more precise. So I'm gonna go into this shade right here and tap it off. I was gonna use my Nikki brushes today, but they're dirty and I haven't had a chance to wash them. Okay, we're gonna go right in and I'm going to put this all along the crease. Just deposit the color first and then start blending away. And as I'm doing that, I'm kind of flicking it out on the ends here. I'm not connecting it down here. I'm keeping it at the crease and above because I want to keep this shadow higher up on the lid. Now I'm going to take a clean brush and I'm just lightly just skimming my skin here right at the tip and just diffusing the outer edges because we don't want any harsh edges. Next, I'm going to take my Refer number 1 and I'm going to dip into the deepest shade in the quad. These are very pigmented, so you have to be really, really careful. But I'm going to place it right here in the corner just to deepen that corner just a smidge. And once I've placed it exactly where I want it, I'm going to flip my brush over and I'm going to start bringing it in. Small little strokes, just bring it right in a third of the way. Next, I'm going to dip into this gorgeous golden sparkly shade. It's so beautiful. I'm just going to take a flat brush. This is the 21. Dip right in there, and then I'm going to take a setting spray and just spritz that a little bit. Now, are you guys ready for this color? It is so beautiful. I hope you can see this gorgeousness that is occurring on my eyeball. Dip in again. It's just, you know, it's sparkly. It's gorgeous. It's impactful, but it's not in your face. So you're going to be walking through the party and then the light's going to catch your eye and it's just going to be lighting up the room. I'm telling you, it is just magical. Then I'm going to go back into my 01 and just blend those two right there, just so that there's no harsh lines. I'm going to take this sparkly shade a little bit further in my lid and just make sure all that space is covered. We're going to go in with another shade in the inner corner, but I will do that after everything else is done when I do the lower lash line. But for now, I think we'll leave it like this. Simple, easy, impactful. Now I'm going to take my Nikki N11 brush, a nice flat brush that makes it so easy to create a liner. I'm going to dip into the deepest shade again, and I'm just going to stamp it across my lash line, just to create some definition along the lash line and connect these two. And it's so easy with this brush because it's quite long, or wide I should say, and it covers a lot of ground very easily. And I'm just stamping. I'm not dragging, I'm just stamping. Flip that over so we can get into the corner here. And there we go. Now you could leave it here if you're not comfortable with liquid liner, but I am gonna go in with a liquid liner just to reinforce the shadow liner. And I'm using the Urban Decay ink liners. They're so great. They have this amazing ergonomic handle here that makes it so easy to apply the liquid because you have such control. I love these. This is the brown shade, and I'm gonna start at the center and I'm just pressing. I'm going on this, laying it on the side, and I'm pressing against where we laid the shadow, just to keep it in place and give it a little bit more impact. I'm gonna use the tip when we get to the inner corner here. And like I said, I'm again using a stamping motion, laying this on its side. And then when I get to the end here, I already have my stencil, I already have my guide, and I'm gonna use the tip and just slowly go over where we've already added the shadow. I'm also going to take my Makeup by Mario pencil in black, and I'm going to tightline the upper lash line, and that will add even further impact and definition to our lash line. This makes my eyes water sometimes. I hope today is not that day. Okay, I'm gonna make my eyes match and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm gonna take some micellar water and a pointy Q-tip, and I'm just going to clean up the edges. Okay, now we can get on with the rest of the face. I'm gonna take my Natasha Denona High Glam Concealer again and conceal under these eyes. Do not take it too far up. I'm just going to place it lower and then use my brush to get it up closer to my eye. This is the House Labs concealer brush. I'm really loving it. It really covers a big area, but you can be precise with it as well because of the way that it's shaped. And I'm going to be really careful when I get to this area right here, and then just blend it down. I'm liking this coverage, making sure I'm getting this area right here at the side of the nose. Okay, I'm bringing that all the way out here, and then we'll blend that out when we add our foundation. I'm going to move on to this eye right here. Also, the rest of my face, a little bit on the nose, a little bit right here, and I'm looking a little dark around my nose, so we'll add some there, and then a little bit of lift over here. Paint by numbers. Okay, bring this up here. We're gonna go back in with a beauty blender just to make sure we don't have too much on. We want the coverage, but we don't want it to be caked on, right? I know it's a night out and it's full glam, but I'm gonna grab my beauty blender right away. I'll do this again before I powder, but I just wanna go in, tap on that, make sure I get any excess off my face before we go in with foundation. Today I'm going to be using the Hourglass Ambient Soft Glow Foundation. There we go. This is a really great foundation for when you need a little bit of extra coverage. It's quite thick, but not too thick. It's not gonna look super heavy, but it has a really nice coverage. Spread it on my brush. This is the BK Beauty 101, and I'm going to start. This is a little bit, a tad dark for me. But it will be okay once we finish the rest of our face. I'm going to focus on the areas that I need the most coverage. Okay, that was easy. Really easy application. Doesn't feel heavy, but it has a really nice coverage. And also that little trick that we did in the beginning helps it lay down so smoothly. And this will last you all night, like you just put it on. Okay, let's do a little contouring. This is the Westman Atelier contour stick in Biscuit. I got the mini, don't need much more because I don't contour every day and a little goes a long way. I mean, you're only applying it to a very small area of your face. So I'm just going to just sculpt out just a smidge, just a little bit right here, just to give us a little bit of contour right here, right under the cheekbone, a little on the nose, make a little V here, cross the tip for that little button nose effect. And of course, I am going to lightly, ooh, got a chunk out there, gross, right under the lip here, just to create that little shadow and the effect of plumper lips. I'm going to take my Patrick Ta dual-ended brush. I love this brush for blending out contour. I use this sort of fan side to just, I start where I've placed the contour and I just flick up, and it does such an incredible job of blending it out. There, we've got a little shadow going on right there. Let's do this side. I didn't do anything on the jawline. I'm just going to use whatever is on the brush just to get right here in like this jowl area right here. I don't want it to be too sculpted there, so whatever is left on the brush is perfectly fine. And then I'm going to switch to another Patrick Ta brush. It is also dual-ended, but I use this side to contour the nose. And we'll do that, bring that down. Now we're gonna bronze with the Gucci bronzer in 02. And I'm gonna go back into my Patrick Ta brush on the fluffy side. This is very pigmented and I'm just gonna tap it in. And actually, let me see how much comes off because I don't wanna over bronze. Get some color. So I'm just going to tap it, place it on top of where we put that contour, but higher up, of course, because this is just to get some bronziness to the face. We're not sculpting with it. We are just, oh, nice hair. Let's get up here. All right. Little bit on the jawline, just a smidge. Okay, and a little on the nose. Now moving on to blush, and then we'll go back to the eyes, but I'm going to be using the Dior blush in Charnel. And I am digging a nude blush these days. For a look like this, I want something to give me that a little bit of color, but on the more neutral side. It doesn't compete with these beautiful sparkly eyes that we have going on. So I'm really loving a nude blush, and I'm gonna dust that across the nose too. Now we're gonna move on to powder, and I'm just going to go back into my beauty blender. And once again, just make sure there isn't any creasing. I'm gonna take my Givenchy Prism Libre 03. I am going to tap a whole bunch into the cap, take the powder puff, take off the excess, and I'm going to swirl it in the palm of my hand just to distribute it evenly right under the eye, just to set that concealer. I'm not gonna set the perimeter of my face, just the center T-zone. I'm going to take a little fluffy brush and just once again fluff off any excess because we don't want too much powder. Okay, so now what are we going to do now? We're going to finish off the eyes. Oh, sorry, I didn't mention. While my camera was having a meltdown, I decided to, you know, do my eyebrows just for efficiency's sake. And what I used was the xoxo brow styler and the Benefit brow setter. I'm gonna take a pencil brush. This is the Refer 23, and I'm gonna dip into this champagne-y color. It's not sparkly, but it is shimmery. Place it right in the corner here, just to brighten up this inner corner of my eye, not too much. And I'm also going to use the tip of the brush to extend it across my lower lash line, just up to here, just to give a little pizzazz to this area. It'll make your eyes pop and look beautiful. All right, now I'm gonna go into the Nikki shader brush N12, and I'm gonna dip into this shade right here, just with the tip, and I'm going to line the bottom lash line. This picks up so much product. And I gotta tell you, it's very difficult for me to deposit color on my lower lash line. I don't know my anatomy, my skin there, I don't know why. But this brush does the trick. It's magical. I'm gonna bring it up to where we have that shimmery champagne color, but not overlap it. I'm gonna go back into that pencil brush and just blend those two together. So one looks like it's seamlessly going into the other. Back into that shader brush and go into the deepest color, the deepest shade, and I'm going to connect outer corner here, right here, so that they meet. They make friends. Let's finish these eyes, shall we? I'm gonna take this brush that I swept the powder away with, and I'm going to lightly dust my eyelashes. Curl with my Refer curler. My Milk Makeup Kush eyelash primer. Never skip the primer step. If you don't use a lash primer, just try it. Just try it. This comes in a mini size. You have nothing to lose. It really makes a huge difference. And for tonight, I am going to use the Huda Beauty One Coat Wow Mascara. Apply that. This is, okay, supposedly one coat, but we're not gonna stop at one coat, are we? We are not. I have some nice lift here, some nice volume, no clumping right now. I'm going to let this dry down just a smidge. I'm going to do the other eye, then come back to this one and do a second coat. I just realized I haven't been very chatty in this video. It's all business. Okay, our second coat is on. Our eyelashes are standing at attention. Touch my bottom lash line. Go back to this other eye, second coat, bottom lash line, and I'll be back for highlight and lips. Now I'm gonna take my Rare Beauty highlighter in Exhilarate and a fan brush and gently add a highlight. Okay. Wow, that is gorgeous. Down the nose, right here. So you can catch a little bit of light Cupid's bow. All right, lippies. I'm so confused on what to do for lips because we have a lot of options and it depends which way you want to go. Dior liquid lipstick, more of like a nudie, let's see, like a nudie with a touch of pink in it. If you want to do kind of a monochromatic type of look. Then I have this Dior one that's a little bit more pink, right? If you want to have a little bit of a brighter lip, I love that look. A little bit of like a brownie golden eye with a nice bright pink, but not too bright. Oh, I don't know what to do. Or we can do Anastasia. I don't know what it's called, but it's more of like a plummy. I don't know which way to go. I think I'm gonna go pink. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Okay, Charlotte Tilbury lip liner in Iconic Nude. And I'm gonna just feather in the lip line so that I can have that neutral edge with a pop of color. I'm gonna overline the Cupid's bow a smidge. Now I'm gonna take my Dior lipstick, and I can't remember exactly which one this is. I will leave it in the description below. I'm gonna start tapping it on with my pinky just to make sure I have the right intensity that I want. See, I love this pink against this eye look. It gives it a sweetness because our blush is quite neutral. Our eyes, although very sparkly and beautiful, on the neutral side. So a little pop of color on the lips would be amazing. Now, if I had done color on my cheeks, then I probably would have chosen a lip color that was a little less bright or not. It's your choice. Whatever you feel like. Now we're going to take our Hourglass Ambient Light Trio and whoopsie, and we're going to just finish off this look with these beautiful finishing powders, and I'm just going to dust it all over the face. It gives such a beautiful finish to any look. This adds a filter to your face. It will look amazing all night long. I think we're done, guys. I'm gonna go fix up this hair a little bit and I'll be back to say bye. One final spritz of the setting spray. This is the Hourglass Soft Focus, I think. Hi guys, I just wanted to jump in here. It is about 10 o'clock. I've had this makeup on for about 9 hours now. I was just about to wash it off, and I just wanted to show you 9 hours in how it looks. I have not touched it, and it looks stupendous, amazing. Remember, this is going to be a mini series. I have a lot more looks that I want to show you. I wanted to provide a few different options for you. So please make sure that you are subscribed and you have that bell button activated so that you get notified next time I upload a video. Thanks for spending your time with me today, guys. I had a blast putting this look together. I will see you in the next one. Have an awesome day. Ciao.